Good evening and welcome to today's Leaders and Senior Patrol Leaders Update. We will be getting started shortly. All participants' cameras and microphones have been disabled. Please use the question and answers, not the chat, to ask questions. We'll be getting started in a couple, 2 or 3 minutes. Give a chance for more leaders and senior patrol leaders to get online. And we'll have a good meeting tonight. I would like to introduce the administration staff, and we'll move on. Thanks for joining us for the Resica Falls Leaders and SPL meeting. Our esteemed Steve Mock is the camp director for the 3rd time this year. And myself, Jerry Reed, will be assistant camp director, helping out. Our 2 program directors, Andy Connell and Jacob Huff, are returning. Look at them smiles. Dang, they look good. Holy moly. All right. We have a commissioner, Matty Boyer, and the head commissioner. Our special projects guy is Matt Gooderman. Our new business manager, Ray Tagliera. And the guy that keeps us all on track is John Bickle, the outdoor adventure director. Here's the tonight's overview or agenda. First, we're going to be upcoming dates. We'll give you some dates, some trivia. The 2023 theme shirt announcement, free camp survey. Woohoo, another camp survey. Role of the senior patrol leader in camp, and the 2023 afternoon adventures. And then we'll finish it up with some questions and answers. Here we go. Some dates. Mark your calendars. May 6th, Camp Service Day. Free camping for a full day of service at Resica Falls. May 6th. May 15th, a full payment is due for each scout, required for campsite and check-in assignments. Okay, don't forget to pay each scout's full payment, May 15th. May 25th through the 29th, Olympia Scoop. There are Canadians that are coming down from Canada, and there's going to be some troops that are from the Cradle of Liberty Council camping at Resica Falls on May 25th to the 29th. June 1st is another leaders update. Please join us. Hopefully we have all your questions answered by then. And June 3rd, Camp Service Day, free camping for a full day of service at dear old Resica Falls.
All right. Thank you, Jerry, for our interesting jokes there in the beginning. I was rolling, and a great welcome for the rest of our leaders meeting here. Just want another quick reminder before we jump into some more things with the meeting is going to be check out our program guide. Lots of information about your summer, lots of key details relating to schedules and things like that can be found inside the program guide. It's a great resource, and if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely give yourselves the time to flip through the program guide and see all the information that it contains. And it can be found at resicafalls.org/documents, along with many other important forms for your stay in camp. If anyone is really interested and loves camp so much, we have positions available still on our camp staff. Looking for great qualified people to work out in a variety of different program areas, including the pool, the lake, STEM, and our Resica Rangers first-year camper program. Lots of great opportunities for people that truly love camp, love scouting, and want to have an amazing summer of creating a lifetime of memories and earning a salary, which is just it doesn't get much better than camp, right? We're all here because we love camp, we love scouting, and summer camp is the place where all that magic happens. So if you're interested in joining us at Resica Falls this summer on camp staff, head over to resicafalls.org/staff, share that with some friends, and we'll be signing you up for an interview and hopefully a job soon. At this point, we're going to do some quick administrative things before we get into more program-oriented stuff. So I'm going to throw it over to our business manager, Ray Tartaglia, who's going to talk about our troop themed t-shirts for this year.
Hey, Steve, thanks. Welcome, everybody. Some important information, exciting information. This year's theme shirt, you can see the logo right there, but it'll be the Mystery at Resica Falls. It'll be a gray shirt with a logo on the left side. Your unit number and hometown will be on the back. And you will get your shirt during check-in. Here you can see the sizes that are available and the prices for each of those size. New for this year, there's no setup fee to cover for that screen, which is exciting. Ordering dates, this is important, please listen. We can go to resicafalls.org/store starting April 26th. Once again, that date was April 26th. That's when that sale will go live. We do have 2 deadlines. If you are participating in camp during weeks 1, 2, and 3, your deadline will be May 22nd. That will guarantee us to get your shirts in time for you to check in. And if you're coming 4, 5, or 6, your deadline is June 12th. That, again, will assure that we get them in time for you to check in. Once again, April 26th is our deadline, resicafalls.org/store. And you can see that our sizes go from small all the way through 3XL. One of my favorite things about working at camp was when kids go, how can I come back to camp? We always have the provisional scout opportunity. So if you want to come back to camp, maybe you have that extra week between your week in camp and your family vacation, or when soccer camp starts, because I know you're all very busy, coming and being part of Provo, you can come with your friends as part of your small group coming to participate in the provisional. But if you're interested in that, feel free to check out the leader's guide, the program guide, and then our website, resicafalls.org/provo.
Cool, thanks, Ray. I'm going to take a minute here to talk about our pre-camp survey. So the pre-camp survey is something that we do to help place units in campsites. It's what we use for arrival times and handling special accommodations. The pre-camp survey this year is located directly in Blackpug, so you can fill that out there. One thing to note is that we'll start requiring those fields in Blackpug on May 1st. So you will have to fill that out in order to proceed with anything else in Blackpug. As a reminder, everything that's in the pre-camp survey is a request, not a guarantee. So we work our hardest to make sure that everyone gets what they're looking for. But if you request a campsite that might be for 50 people and you're a unit of 5 people, we sort of have to work around where all the units are going to fit in camp, and vice versa. If you're 50 people and request a campsite for 5, we'll have to get you in a spot that fits. The questions are listed here on the slide, just so you have a little advanced knowledge before you go in. But it's the same things that we'd ask every year. So things like hometown and number of first-year scouts that are coming with you to camp. One question that we've added this year is there a unit that you'd like to share a campsite with? Please note that if there is a unit that you want to share a campsite with, both units need to put that into that field there. That way we know that both are requesting each other. This also goes for linked units. So if you have a boy and a girl troop that are coming and you want to share a campsite, make sure that you're listing each other there. We won't assume that a unit with the same number wants to be in the same site. Additionally, we get a lot of questions about all this through email. And you'll see this year that we're replying to everyone to tell them to go into the survey and enter all that information there. When we go and do campsite assignments and arrival times and all that sort of stuff, this will be the one source of truth that we look at for that. So thanks for letting us know via email, but we'll also be reminding you to head here to fill this out. To access the pre-camp survey, just log into your reservation like you were doing anything else, editing merit badges or editing participants. The pre-camp survey is located under the registration contact, so you'll have to go in there and click the update information button. Once you're in there, you'll get the long list of questions that get asked. Down towards the bottom, there's this pre-camp survey section. Keep an eye out for this big block of text that shows you, tells you exactly what you have to fill out here. And then you'll have these 5 questions to answer there. We'll also have some documentation on the Resica Falls website at resicafalls.org/documents. That'll be going up later this week, but that'll also outline exactly how to get access to this section of the registration. And now I'm passing it off to Maddie.
Thanks, Matt. So I'm going to get started talking about the role of the SPL in camp. So when you come up to camp, SPLs, you are still the leaders of your troop in camp, just as you are when you're at home. So some things you can kind of do to prepare for camp before you even get to camp. You can kind of check in with your fellow scouts. What is your troop interested in? What are going to be the things that they're looking at for afternoon adventures to help you prepare and be ready to make sure that everybody has an enjoyable time while they're at camp. Getting ready to, schedule all of those things to help everybody get where they need to be, to kind of take the reins on that kind of stuff to, again, make sure everybody has an enjoyable time while they're at camp. So you're going to kind of plan and prepare ahead of time. One of the most important parts of that is finding out what everybody is interested in. What are they hoping to do when they're at camp? And leading right into planning troop trips. So finding out what everybody is interested in is going to help you plan your trips while you're in camp. Of course, we have the afternoon adventures, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but also any other trips you may want to take, afternoon hikes, anything like that. You can look at with your troop ahead of time before you come and kind of get the consensus on what everybody's interested in and what everybody is going to want to do while they're spending time at camp. Who will be in camp to support you? And there are so many of us here. All of our camp leadership team is here to help you and support you, answer questions. The commissioners that will be coming into your site are there to answer any questions that you have, to help you plan trips, schedule anything. And then, of course, we have our program directors as well. Jacob and Andy are always here to help and support you. And of course, you always have your adult leaders to help you with these things as well. So use us to, kind of help you, support you, answer any questions, and provide that support in any way that we can. But again, even while you're at camp, you are the leaders just like you are when you're at home. Our check-in process. If you've been up to camp before, you know that there are lots of steps involved in the check-in process. So from the time you arrive at the Resica Elementary School, that's our first point of check-in, where we'll do all of the medical checks and get you ready to head up to camp. And then when you get into camp, you're going to be setting up your site, making sure that your troop hits all of those important parts that they need to along the way, like going to the pool, going to the dining hall, checking in and getting those talks there of how everything is going to work this year. And of course, most importantly, getting to dinner, which this year is running a little bit differently. You will have lots of time when you get to camp to get all of those things in and get to dinner when you can, to make sure that you get those important pieces done, but we aren't so rushed as we have been in previous years getting into camp. We also have our Campers Council meetings. So these are daily meetings at 7:15, usually at the clock tower. These are super important because they kind of help set the tone for the week. They help you kind of answer any questions that you might have, but to also make plans that you need to, things you need to plan throughout the week. And again, answer any questions that you might have. As I mentioned before, planning out, finding things that your scouts are interested in will help for the afternoon adventures. So we started out afternoon adventures this last year, which was a great time for you to get out there, explore camp a little bit more, get to some of those really cool spots in camp and take a little trip, spend more time there. So again, find out what everyone is interested in before coming up. What are some of those trips and adventures you might want to take and you might want to go on? This year, you'll be able to register for one afternoon adventure before coming up to camp. So think about those things. Again, what everybody is interested in, what's the most popular, what are you really wanting to do? Because that's going to be the best one that you're going to want to try to register for before coming up, to make sure that you have the opportunity to get that trip that everybody is interested in and everybody wants to go on. And then from there, schedule other ones once you get up to camp. And then feedback. So feedback is really important for us because it helps us to make the changes and revise things as we need to. It also helps us to support you while you're in camp. So during your stay at camp, the Campers Council meetings help us providing feedback there. But then also your survey at the end. So everybody will get a survey to kind of provide us of the overall view. How did your stay at camp go? And what changes can we make for the future? And then real quick, while I'm still here, I'm going to talk about the SEEK program. So I was actually the first director of one of the first directors of the SEEK program at Resica Falls. So this program is super important and special to me. But basically SEEK is preparing the next generation of camp staff. So it's a 3-week stay here at camp. So if maybe you're not quite ready to commit to the whole summer yet, as Steve mentioned before, this would be a great opportunity for you to come up, have an extended stay at camp, get a feel of what it's like to really be on staff, and also learn a lot of skills and have some time in program areas that you are interested in to be able to get some leadership experience, get some teaching and camp staff experience, and hopefully come back on staff the following year.
There you go. Sorry, I had a bit of lag on my side of things. All right. So hello. I am here to talk all about the theme of our upcoming summer. It is a super exciting, awesome theme, one that I am very excited to see finally happen. It is the mystery at Resica Falls. It is detectives. It is noir. It is all of that fun stuff mashed together. I'm here to talk to you about how we're going to be incorporating it into our program at Resica Falls. First on that list, you will see costumes. You can see I'm already rocking my nice detective, super cool outfit. Jacob as well, he's got his on. If you see his camera turn on at some point. So we encourage scouts coming up. If you've got a super cool costume idea, feel free to wear it. Just make sure that it follows Guide to Safe Scouting, is appropriate, and is safe for the weather. This trench coat, will probably only be making an appearance at the opening campfire and not Wednesday afternoon during the camp-wide games. That'll probably be a different color one. Next on that list, you can see our Gateway competition. Always present, always fun, and we encourage troops to really mold that and change it to fit into the theme each year. These are judged Friday morning by our commissioner team, and we do encourage scout skills to be used. Lashes, knots, those kind of things. We've got our great Resica caper. Mr. E, nefarious villain, has broken in to the Resica Museum of History and has stolen relics from Resica's past. And we need your help to figure out who Mr. E is and what he has done with all those relics and reclaim them and get them back to their proper place. They belong in a museum. Then we've got our detective dispatch. This is returning. This is our kind of choose your own adventure board that has been becoming a mainstay from the past. where buddy pairs, patrols, troops, anything like that can come up to the board and grab a challenge to complete. If they complete that challenge, they scan the QR code or turn it in at the office, complete the form, and get themselves and their troop some bonus points for the week-long competition. These can range from things such as solve a short little puzzle, or something as scout-like as helping a scout in your troop really hone in on their totem and chip skills. Various other camp-wide programs. We have our Clunundrum. That is our Wednesday afternoon games where scouts will be going from area to area, participating in various detective and mystery themed games. We've got our Detective Dash, where older scouts will be able to show off their athletic prowess in a race Tuesday evening. Our Whodunit Night Hike, geared more for the younger scouts. We'll go through at twilight. We'll be looking for clues in the woods. We'll be using blacklight flashlights, seeing any fingerprints that might glow up, some footprints. It'll be a fun time. Our afternoon adventures all throughout the week in the afternoon, certainly being molded into our theme. STEM, doing maybe a little bit of STEM and handicraft, doing some fingerprint identification, all that fun stuff. And then the return of our Campers Campfire, Wednesday night at the arena. We look to you, the scouts and patrols, the troops, to put on a nice show for your fellow campers, be it skits, songs, or cheers. You can look to our Campfire Sunday night for inspiration, or you can come up with ideas on your own. But this will be the introduction of the Golden Resi award for best skit, best song, and best cheer performed during the Campers Campfire Wednesday night. And then points, and more points. All of these things will contribute to the marble point system throughout the week. And at the end, the troop with the most marbles will win the week-long competition. All right. I'm also super excited to talk to you all about Webelos Week. Last year was our first year of running the dedicated Webelos Week program, and we had nothing but positive reviews for it, and it was a raving success. Looking forward to it, it is running during our 6th week of program from July 30th to August 5th, and it is covering a whole bunch of exciting and fun activities for our Webelos to be doing. It follows a very similar schedule to our Scouts BSA program, where in the morning there will be the daily instruction, lunch and then lunch clubs, and then they are free to also participate in the various afternoon and evening programs being run throughout the camp. Some of those morning programs they're going to be doing are things like modular design, art explosion, aquanaut, outdoor adventurer, all these sort of fun things that build into the Webelos program. And they will be going through the camp with their dens and working on that all together.
All right, so just to piggyback off of that Webelos Week, Webelos will also be able to participate in some afternoon adventures that'll be built specifically for them. These are not the pin adventures that they'd be earning in the morning, but some things around camp, like BB rifle and things like that they'll be able to do with their dens during those afternoon times. They'll also get some swimming time and things like that for free time as well. We took a lot of their thoughts into consideration as well. Some things that they said, hey, we really love this week, but we want to see this or that. And we really, tried our best to make sure we met that. So moving on, I'm going to talk about afternoon adventures a little bit. My name is Jacob. I'm a program director. So the afternoon adventures guide is going to be out tomorrow. with all of our fingers crossed that we should be able to have that out. The Afternoon Adventures Guide is going to have all of those afternoon adventures listed so that your senior patrol leaders, you guys can go over those with your scouts, say, hey, what do we want to get out of this summer? And if you have a patrol that says, well, the rest of the troop, I know you want to do this thing over here. Maybe you want to do like a blacksmithing, experience, see how that's done. But our patrol is pretty new and we want to go and we want to make a flag at handicraft. Well, that patrol can still break off and go and do that other adventure. What we're going to do this year is we want to make sure that each troop knows that if you are breaking a patrol off to do some things, or if you're a larger troop and you have several patrols that are going to be doing a lot of different things, when your patrol leader goes to our Campcraft Amphitheater with your Scoutmaster for our leaders meeting on Sunday night, our senior patrol leader usually breaks away at that point when we introduce ourselves, Andy and I, and we go up and we start our afternoon adventures soiree, we call it, or our afternoon adventures sign up party. And we want to make sure that those patrol leaders show up also, so it doesn't all fall on that senior patrol leader. If you have a smaller unit and everything is going to just be that unit going around, then that's okay if that senior patrol leader, does the sign up for themselves. But if you have a lot of patrols that are also breaking off, make sure those patrol leaders come to the dining hall at that time to sign up for their patrol activities as well. Buddy pairs, you can usually have either the patrol leader or the SPL work that, or sometimes the buddy pairs want to do smaller things where they could just talk directly with those area directors at some point, like art club and things like that. So when you're registering for those key adventures, you're going to get one key adventure per unit. That might be rifle, shotgun, archery. It might be fossil rock, pool dip, Little Falls, a canoe trip on the Delaware River, or our escape room. So that's going to be done on May 1st, and it's going to be done via a Google form. So we'll send out an email to each unit with more details on that prior to that coming up. But you'll have a lot of time between now and that May 1st, or tomorrow and that May 1st when the Afternoon Adventure Guide comes out, for you to look through and pick one of those key adventures that you want your unit to do. And that way you can discuss it with them and kind of get that squared away. Registration, again, is going to be sent via email, and it'll be on May 1st. So when you get to camp, you'll have your list of things that you want to do at what times. It's good to come up with either backup plans. So if you say that you want to do that, I had said before about the, learning more about blacksmithing. If the time you want is taken, have a plan B to do something during that one during another time, or something else to do in that time. So you'll have like a couple of plans just in case you don't get exactly what you want. So you'll go around, and it's good to prioritize also and say, okay, this is our top priority. Go to that one first, and make sure that you do that. But your senior patrol leader, have them learn a little bit about, picking your best option. If the line to the number 1 is long, but you see that your number 2 line is pretty short, hop over to that number 2 just so it doesn't get taken up later. And if worst case scenario is you're not fighting very much, come and talk to Andy or myself. We're usually there as well at the Afternoon Adventure sign up, and we'll help you get what you need. We're going to do it on our end a little bit differently, where we're going to have a master spreadsheet. So even if during the week you say, oh, I forget what we signed up for, or something like that, or we need something for this time and we kind of change it up a little bit, come and talk to us and we'll look at that spreadsheet and we'll be able to, fit you in where we can, or help you remember what you had picked there. ATV trail rides are going to be Monday and Tuesday, or Thursday and Friday. And that's for scouts who already have their taken their certification course. So you can't sign up for the certification course during your week and then also sign up for those trail rides. You would have had to already taken that. You must have already completed that. So if you need help with that, either before the signups, you can always email andy.connell@resicafalls.org and copy myself, or you can email me, jacob.huff@resicafalls.org, and then copy Andy in that, and we'll be able to help you out there. And while you're at camp, you can always swing by Unami Lodge or our main camp office, and we'll be able to help you through that as well. So I see a couple of questions specifically about afternoon adventures, so I'll answer those. Registration for afternoon adventures will be, that one key one is going to be on May 1st is when that opens, and all other ones are going to be done when you get to camp on Sunday, approximately 7:45. You're going to meet with your unit leaders at the Campcraft Amphitheater at 7:30, and then we'll Andy and I walk the senior patrol leaders up to the dining hall to do that sign up. There's a difference between High Five Adventure Club and Afternoon Adventures. High Five Adventure Club is a club that goes around to different activities throughout camp with a High Five director or a High Adventure director, and you'll go and you do different things around camp. And those that are older scouts that maybe they have a lot of their merit badges, they say, I want something additional with my summer. I want to do something fun. I want to go on more adventures. Well, that's your place to go. And you have a lot of say in what you do. So that area director, that High Adventure director will say, hey, these are the possibilities we have this week. Does anybody want to do these things? Usually they end up on a trip on the Delaware themselves, taking some cool hikes up to like Signal Mountain, Lookout Point, things like that. So that is High Five Adventure Club. Your afternoon adventures are for all of your scouts, whether they are taking a merit badge in the afternoon and just have free time some of the other periods, or they're not taking any merit badges because they want to, preserve that time for, exploring the camp. That is our afternoon adventures. That's really for all ages. And your senior patrol leader will help them sign up with those for those afternoons. Let's see. Yeah, so it says, how do scouts balance afternoon merit badges versus afternoon adventure slots? Does the key adventures take a full afternoon? The key adventures will take one time slot. So usually 50 minutes, I think, is what they are. So you have some travel time between. So your key adventure will still only take that about 45-minute, 50-minute time slot. I will say that if you pick a key adventure like Cool Dip or Little Falls or Fossil Rock, and you say, we want the last spot in the afternoon, you could pack a dinner out and maybe take a little extra time out there. You know that nobody else would necessarily be showing up at that time necessarily, but they might. Or you could do something similar where you might set up for the first time slot and go over your lunch, eat lunch there, and then have that first time slot. So there's some really cool ways to do that. The canoe trips will take longer than an hour. We do have, usually I'd say we try to do I'd say a minimum of like 2 on the water, but there is travel time then also to drop off and pick up. That also can be done booked where you're kind of going over that lunch period and eating on the water, or leaving that early evening slot and then out over dinner, as long as it's not getting dark and things like that. And let's see, I think there was another part to that, balancing your afternoon merit badges and your afternoon adventures. I would say that you definitely don't want your scout to miss time in the afternoons, because we already are missing Wednesday due to the games. So we did extend the times of those merit badges a little bit longer than the morning ones, so we have the time to do those merit badges in those afternoons. So we really don't have a lot of time for those scouts to miss that time. But I would say work with your scouts, pick the merit badges that they want to do, and then you can work around that for your afternoon adventures. If you have partial patrols that you can put together into a patrol to do some afternoon adventures, things like that. So it will really be a lot of, planning by your senior patrol leader and having them do some problem solving with you as the unit leader. And if you continue to run into problems with scheduling, please email Andy and myself, and then we will work with you to get those all squared away. Time slots for our afternoon adventures are 2:15, 3:15, and 4:15. And that would be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, Wednesday afternoon is the games. That doesn't mean that you can't schedule maybe one of the water trips during that time, but then you would miss out on those camp-wide games. So if you said, hey, we know that we're going to miss out on the games, but we do want to do Cool Dip or Little Falls, and that's available for you at that time, that would be okay. That's really going to be up to you as a unit to, decide what's your priority in that case. But yes, you could do that as well. So that's kind of what I have on my end. If you have any continued questions, I'll answer those in the question and answer session via the question and answer function. And we'll continue to move on. And then if any more come up, I'll be here during the question and answer session as well.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. This kind of wraps up the scheduled portions of this evening's Leaders Update. I hope everyone had an enjoyable time, got some key information about how to have a successful stay in camp for both our adult leaders and our senior patrol leaders, focusing in on some stuff with those troop t-shirts, that pre-camp survey, all right, what the SPL is really going to do in camp this summer, highlighting the theme, and then that little bit of a deep dive with our afternoon adventures. Our third and final Leaders Update for the summer of 2023 is going to be on June 1st at 7 p.m. That is a Thursday evening. And we're going to have a whole bunch of information at that Leaders Update. That's going to be our last gathering, our last chance to share any key updates, information with you, and things like that. So make sure you register for that. We'll be sending out a registration link for that Leaders Update and getting you on board with all that stuff as well. Okay, going to dive deeper into some of the Q&A, right? We've been answering them in the Q&A feature throughout the evening. Jacob did a fantastic job answering many of the Afternoon Adventures questions live. At this point, I'm going to go through and see if there's anything related to program, and then kind of highlight and spotlight some other things as well with features in the Q&A. Okay, some question here about the Afternoon Adventures timing, right? Some of those key adventures, right, those spotlight adventures are going to take a little bit more time. When we go through and we have the guide that we put out, as well as when you go and you sign up, there's recommended timeframes for how those adventures are going to be put into place, right? Our standard adventures, really, things like the blacksmithing demo and some of the things at Scoutcraft, Handicraft, they're really focused around that 50-minute, 1 hour period, right? But those key adventures, they are going to take a bit of a longer time, your Fossil Rock, your canoe trip, and stuff like that. Not to worry though, right? We're accounting for that time, and once you have your key adventure kind of slotted in, you can build your schedule around that for all your other adventures as well. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We have a question about the Gateway competition. Okay, Gateway competition is a way for your troop to kind of bring the theme into your campsite. It's a neat little tradition we do at Resica Falls. Your troop creates a gateway into the site, and our commissioners will judge the gateway and award the best gateway with design and connection to the theme during the closing ceremony on Friday evening. Okay. So that is the Gateway competition. Afternoon Adventures Guide, like Jacob said, is going to be published by the end of the week. We were still trying to figure out some of the finer details with the advanced sign up, but now we got that sorted. So we're going to be able to get that guide out for you so you can see what that is going to include for this summer. Okay, question here about merit badge wait lists. Okay, so merit badge wait lists were a new feature that we implemented this summer in 2023 for some of the high interest badges, including the Eagle required merit badges. Okay, we are going to be sifting through and see how slots open up and move people in off wait lists and things like that. in the next couple of weeks and be reaching out to people regarding their waitlist positions. So that is with that. Let's see. Looking, there's some medical form questions here. Everyone fills out the annual health and medical record form from the BSA. Everyone also fills out the drug administration record. That is a Creative Liberty Council form. And then that form is only filled out in the top section, section 1 for everybody that is going to be doing that is going to be coming to camp. Section 2 is going to be filled out for anyone that has prescription medications, right? So not everyone needs to fill out section 2, but the form does need to be filled out by everyone, particularly that's section 1 with the drug administration record. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here in the Q&A feature. Question here about the OA programs. We will not be having a typical Order of the Arrow induction program at Resica Falls this summer. Between the camp leadership and the lodge executive committee, we decided to concentrate the efforts on the lodge weekends for the next few years. So there will be a summer induction weekend that will happen at Resica Falls in August 4, 5, and 6. But for everyone related to the Order of the Arrow programs, we're going to have a call-out ceremony on Wednesday evening following the conclusion of our campers campfire. And we will also be having an OA ice cream social on Wednesday evening as well. Okay, answer about key adventures here. So how the schedule ends up working out for the key adventures, right? There's approximately 40 to 50 time slots and offerings of a key adventure. Okay, we're allowing advanced sign up for a unit to pick one before they come to camp. Anything that is not signed up for and not selected is going to be fair game when we get into that general afternoon adventure sign up in the dining hall on Sunday evening when you arrive in camp. So if there are some troop shoot slots still available or additional fossil rock slots still available because your unit signed up for the other during the key adventure sign up in advance, then you're going to have that opportunity to sign up for one of those while you are in that adventure sign up in the dining hall on Sunday evening. And of course, those key adventures are only a small portion of the whole afternoon adventures program. That is 6 or 7 highlighted key items that we identified last year as the high interest things amongst units, right? But in total, there's 45, 50 different adventures that scouts and patrols and units can participate in and really kind of understand and see what camp has to offer outside the merit badge program. Those key adventures are just a small portion with that advanced sign up going on. Let's see where we got this.
Hey, Steve, can I interject while you're looking through questions really quick?
Sure.
I just looked the availability we have for Provo. We have availability during week 1, week 4, week 5, and week 6. So if that fits with you, your schedule, your scout schedule, go ahead and set those up. We are full for weeks 2 and 3, but the other weeks are available. So I just wanted to share that out after I looked that up for you all.
All right, troop t-shirts. We're really focusing in on the unit registering and signing up for the troop t-shirt. We don't necessarily want individuals buying shirts. It's going to create a little bit of confusion and chaos with one-off shirts. So we're really kind of focusing in around the unit placing their order for their troop shirts. Okay, question here about late arrivals. Okay, scouts should come in to the camp office and sign in, and then we'll connect them with the troop and make sure they connect with the troop, like I said, and also complete any of the other tasks related to check-in that they may have missed out on if they're arriving late. This will include the swim test, medical rechecks, things like that. If the scout is going to be completing their swim test ahead of camp, or the whole unit is going to be completing their swim test ahead of time before camp starts, that's going to be a big help and help make that check-in process a little smoother. That form, the swim test form, is available on our website, resicafalls.org, so you can fill it out and have someone administer your swim test in advance. All right, it's pretty much wrapping up our Q&A. Not too many other questions coming in, so I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight. The answers that were typed out as part of the Q&A are not going to be on the recording, okay? But those that were answered out loud are going to be obviously included as part of the recording, okay? And the recording of this meeting is going to be available at youtube.com/Resica Falls. It usually takes a couple days to download out a Zoom, refine, process, edit it all together and everything. So you can look out for that notification of that being live. In the next couple days, we'll be letting you know when it's available and things like that. If you have any more questions or thoughts, feel free to reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org, and we'll be sharing some details with you in the coming days. This is going to be the crunch time here, right? We're just over 2 months away from the start of camp and the first week of campers. Lots of communication coming down the pike, including the key afternoon adventure sign up, the pre-camp survey, the troop t-shirts, things like that, as we continue to gear up and move ahead and prepare for an excellent summer. So thank you for joining us all. It was great to spend some time with you and share some key information, and look forward to hearing from you and seeing you all soon. Take care.